Gold jacket, green jacket, who gives you?
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Gold Jacket, Green Jacket podcast. We are here for episode number 30. My name is Christian Dragonetti, and I'm joined by my co-host and Australian PJ professional, Mr. Joel Mitchell. Joel, mate, how you doing?
Battered and bruised.
Battered and bruised.
I've been smashed up the last probably 7 days. And you?
I'm quite the same.
Yeah,
Quite the same. I think
yeah.
that if you live in the city of Melbourne, the state of Victoria, and even the eastern coast of Australia,
The entire of Australia at the moment.
the wind at the moment is horrendous.
When I say battered and bruised, it relates directly to our very, very common topic of the app, of each app. And
Shit
that's
weather.
most recent rounds. Yeah, me pissing and
Shit
moaning about
shit
fucking weather. Yeah, exactly. You always hear me pissing and moaning about it. But yeah, recent round.
Most recent rounds. Do you
Yeah.
want me to go first?
Go for it because mine's a bit lengthy.
We've got a bit to get through for you.
Yeah, just to cover the week, I guess.
I played on Saturday.
I think keep going. Sorry, keep going.
What?
No, nothing. No, keep going.
Well, I actually had 2 rounds this week. I played on Wednesday
Oh yeah,
and I played on Saturday.
yeah. Most recent.
Most recent round was Saturday.
Yeah. And
Just gone. I had 40 points
Oi!
playing off 8,
Oi!
which was very nice. Could have easily been 2.
Here we go.
No, I'm no word of a lie. I'll show you my card.
Tyler's TSR not for sale.
Not for sale.
Not for sale.
Very, very happy with the TSR. Stays in the bag for another week.
Ribby, we need a new hat.
I need a new hat. I need one similar to yours where it's like a checkpoint. Like for sale, not for sale.
Not for sale. Cross. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Oh, I'm good.
No, it was a very, very good round. Could have easily been 2 under the card.
Oh, as I've shot even par, and it should have been 58. But
Yeah.
no, I'm kidding.
So like, honestly, I 40 points off 8 is 76, 4 over.
Man.
Drove the ball pretty well. Irons were. I found like a little feeling on the range before the start of the round, and it just sort of clicked, and I held on to it.
Yeah, good.
And then Michael and I were standing on the practice green at the start before we'd even teed off, and I just looked at him and I said, "If they're all like this, like my confidence is just
Yeah,
skyrocketed
went bang.
because they were firm, they were really responsive,
They held
they were
lines.
quick,
They held
held
their
lines, rolled true as I've ever seen them roll."
Man.
And I'm like, oh,
The
like,
worst thing is they're coring next week.
yeah, probably.
No, they are.
Are they?
Yeah, coring Monday.
Oh, great, fantastic.
So they're going to mint that week
Nah, it
before.
doesn't matter. Look, it is what it is. These
yeah.
you
What do
got to
you
do
do?
these things. But no,
you do?
capitalized on that. It was really, really good. Made 2 mistakes all day. Flubbed
human error, dude.
a chip into a bunker on 7, led to a double.
Yeah.
And then on 17,
Fuck, with a double as well.
sorry,
4 over with a double. It's pretty
2
good.
doubles.
What?
Yep,
Oh, fuck. That's solid then.
2 doubles.
Ew.
On 17, so you know, like we're doing a bit of a tee restoration program at the moment.
Yeah.
So 17's one of them.
Yeah.
So the little one off to the right hand side is the only tee box that's in play.
That's the best tee box on that hole.
Probably, it's the most fun because it's
It's the
directly
best
over.
tee box on that hole.
Yeah, probably.
That top left one can suck an ass.
Yeah.
That bottom right one, they need to utilize more, I
Yeah,
reckon.
well, I completely agree, but they're redoing the whole left hand side, which is great.
Yeah.
Pin was tucked hard right.
Oh.
Wind was straight down. Right, it's paying like 130.
Do you have a peg?
I wanted to. I just tugged a 9-iron to like the complete opposite left hand side of the green. And I'm like, okay, wind's now sort of across and it's a long putt. It was easily 60 feet.
Yeah.
And I've just kind of
Probably
hit
and some. That's
and
a long
some.
green.
It's a long putt. It's so far wide and very narrow
Yeah.
when you think about it.
Yeah.
A smash putter, degreened it, nearly
That's a jug.
Yep.
That's a fine.
Nearly put it in the piss.
Really?
Yes. Like, but
Took
the
a
thing
full
was,
swing.
the thing was like, I think, I can't remember. I hit it and I'm like, oh, that's all right. And then it just didn't stop. It didn't stop.
That's what
and then it
happens.
wasn't until after the hole where the boys were like, no, sit. Like, sit. Right. And it was, Mitch said it was like being held like inbounds by a stick.
Fuck.
So I quickly ran, put a tee in the peg because still preferred lies. Put a tee in the ground, preferred lies. Grabbed it, placed it, and didn't make up and down, unfortunately.
yeah.
So that was the other double.
Yeah, okay.
But the rest of the round was so solid. I put it to that on 3.
Yum.
Made up and down for par like 5 or 6 times.
Yeah,
made up
man.
and down for birdie a couple of times.
Yeah. Oh, the chipping was good.
Yeah, short game was, aside from that flub chip in on 7, if you need short game lessons, do hit up Jolie.
Now he's praising me.
I always have.
I know. Yeah, true.
Always have.
No, you're right.
But,
you're right. You do. Yeah.
Honestly, just
That's good.
Super solid.
Fuck yeah.
I said it to Remy. I was texting him over the weekend, and I said, "Look,
Oh, you two would have had a bromance over that.
just a little bit.
Oh.
He's been pretty crook, so it wasn't that bad.
He's been crook, isn't he?
Yeah, he's been really crook. I just said to him, it was like the culmination of all the individual parts of the game that have been good, just coming together finally for a decent round. And if you had seen me hit balls on Thursday afternoon, you probably wouldn't have thought I'd play nearly that good.
You got all the bad shit out.
Yeah, couldn't do anything on Thursday
That's
night. But anyway,
means 40 points.
I'll take it. Take it. Still not. It's only good enough for fifth.
Yuck.
It was only.
Did you win A grade?
No, stop.
Here
This
we go.
isn't even the half of it. I've got a story. Oh my God. So we played with a bloke. I won't share his name, but if you see the scores on Saturday,
If you know, you know.
if you saw the scores from Saturday at Heidelberg, we played with the bloke who won the comp, right? That's all I'll say. This bloke was playing off 22. 22. And through 11 holes in the blustery, windy conditions that we had, he was 2 over the card.
Off what?
22. He had 28 points through the front 9.
Fuck. Jesus Christ.
Me, Michael, and Mitch are looking at him going, he's on fucking 50 watch.
He's on.
Like, he's on, right? And I feel like
Please tell me you broke 40.
he had 44 and he won the comp.
That's a complete gas.
Right.
Complete gas.
He had a couple of wipes.
Good on him, but complete gas.
He had a great round. Don't get me wrong. He's played to 14. Like, he's done completely
Yeah,
well.
yeah, true,
right?
true.
But just, you could tell at times that, like, he was conscious of the fact that he was on a good day.
Yeah. Well,
So all of a sudden, driver stays in the bag off the tee, and he's pulling 4 iron.
Nah, get aggressive. Stay
And
aggressive.
I've just said to him, I'm like, fucking. I felt like going to him, like, don't change, just
Stay
keep going,
aggressive, dude.
keep going the way
Yeah.
you're going.
Well, there's-
because he was
there's what
hitting
we-
these beautiful high draws.
Well, that's what
and
we
I'm
were
like,
talking about
dude,
sort of
bombs
last
it.
week and the week before. Like
Yeah.
with Riz, how it's like that inexperience of being on a good run or something like that, or being under par for the first time or something like that. He was in the exact boat. Like, he's never been 2 over par through
Nah,
probably 4 holes, let alone 11.
mate,
Right.
he had 33 points through 12.
That's fucking nuts.
It's
That's
ridiculous.
insanity. That is
Right?
that's
And-
almost 3 points a hole. And yeah, that's that
I'll
inexperience.
show you the card, and you'll be like, what? And it was like 2 bogeys.
It was just clean.
No birdies, just 2 bogeys through the first 11 holes.
That's
And I'm just like,
fucked
holy
up.
fuck. It was just, and we didn't notice. I didn't notice till
Really?
like, till
So
like
the guy played off 22.
7 or 8.
Was on a
Because
heater.
I wasn't really paying attention.
Yeah, okay.
I wasn't marking him.
Oh,
Mitch
okay,
was marking
that
him.
helps. That
right?
doesn't- that helps.
And so Mitch has gone, he's on here. He's on 25 points through 7 holes. And I'm like, what? Right? And then like, I literally, and
What?
if you're listening, mate, I'm not going to say your name, but if you're listening, I apologize for what I'm about to say. On 9, it's a dog leg par
Yeah.
5 down the hill
Yeah.
to the right.
Yeah.
He hooks one out onto 11.
Yeah.
And I literally said to the boys, I'm like, if he makes 5 from here, he's cheating.
Oh,
Flat
really?
out.
Really?
Because like no one makes 5 from 11. Like
Yeah.
you'd struggle to make 5 from out on 11 to 9.
That's left
It's
of left.
It's 3 wood 2 iron into that hole. It's like it's a
probably
it's
is.
a
It's a
long
long
way,
way.
right? And I said it to the boys. I'm like, if he makes 5, he's cheating.
He's sandbagging there.
He's and Michael was off him from the go. He's like, he's sandbagging. Fuck this. Like, just
Michael was
crack
against
the
him.
sads, right? Completely. But he made 6, and I'm like, okay, that's acceptable.
pretty good.
He's done really well.
Yeah.
He hit 2 really good shots to get himself back out of trouble, which is great.
Yeah.
But then, the driver goes away. He starts pulling iron out off the tee.
So there's why that
Put a couple of balls OB on 14 and 15, and I'm just like, ugh,
there
like,
it is.
here it is.
Yeah.
And, but again, had a 44-pointer
with a couple wipes.
with a couple of wipes.
Fuck.
But when you get off to that start, you kind of have to just keep going, don't you?
I'm trying to think. If I was to be 28 points through 9 holes of plus,
What handicap would you have to play off to get to 28 points off 9 holes?
well, it could be off. It could be off any handicap I choose. Like if I turn even, I'll have to play off 20
Tomorrow, what's a safety blanket? If you turned around and said, right, if I was playing off 11,
Yeah.
I could easily have 28 points off 9 holes.
If I was playing off 11, I would have to shoot. So it's say you give yourself 5 shots per 9 holes. So I would have to be 5 under through 9.
Which is
I'd have
entirely doable.
I would have to shoot
shoot the lights. It's still pretty high standards, even by your, by your scratchings.
Like 5 under through 9 is perfectly doable, but
It's on the tougher side.
You got to fucking like make it happen.
It's on the tougher side.
It's on the tougher side. I'm more likely to shoot even par than 5 under through 9.
Yeah, correct.
So
But I couldn't believe it, man. I'm like, and once Mitch had like alerted us, I kind of was like,
but I'm trying to think off +5. What would I have to be to shoot 28 points through? Wait, what was it? What was he through 9? 25.
28 points through 9.
28 points through 9. Fucking what? 28 points through 9 is 10 better than my handicap. So if I'm going by Rosanna standards,
You have to be 10 under through 9.
I would have to be. So I have to give 2 shots back. Nah,
You'd have to be 12 under through 9.
I have to be 12 under through 9. Yeah.
That's freaking ridiculous.
Yeah, I'd have to be 12 under through 9.
Anyway, moving on, because it was an unbelievable round. It was so fun to watch
That would have been sick.
because I'm just like, because I was like,
I would have had to
rooting
have
for him.
less shots than I did points.
Correct.
Fuck.
Correct.
Jesus, this guy went nuts.
Yeah. It was honestly, it was a joy to watch. The first like 12, 13 holes, I'm like, there's no way this keeps going.
Yeah.
And it didn't ultimately, but he
Yeah,
still finished strong enough to get to 44. He was really happy with himself.
Good win.
And yeah, it was a good win.
Fuck yeah.
It just makes life harder knowing that I
so sick.
played fucking unreal for 40 points.
Yeah.
This bloke had,
Fuck.
anyway.
insane.
You've recently returned from Tura Beach. Now,
Yeah.
if you listen to episode 29, we sort of gave that a bit of a pump up and said that you had
Yeah.
New South Wales State Champs out there.
Yeah.
And like we do every tournament you've got, we say, oh, we're going to put the scores up. We'll share some insights as to how Joel's going, and we didn't.
No.
And
It was
as a blanket rule from now on, I'm just going to, sorry to cut you off. As a blanket rule from now on, we're not going to.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing because I tried to put a disclaimer out there last ep as well, going, I'm gonna try my best to remember, but there's flat out that sort of thing I don't think of. I'm not conscious of posting progress for everyone else to see when there is a live leaderboard up.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that have previous links to that know where to find that.
Correct.
And for example, everyone at the golf club that knows where I'm going or what I'm doing always ask the boys in the shop because they're the closest to me besides
correct.
yourself
And
that have the links to that. So they show them anyway. So the update
scores
on my
aren't-
stories aren't necessary.
These scores aren't hard to find.
No,
The
not hard to
progress
find
is
at all.
not hard to find at all.
no.
But I think from now on, if you don't hear us saying that we'll post stuff anymore, it's
Yeah.
just because we're not going to.
Yeah.
I don't want to hold myself to that commitment or you.
It's not even that I don't want to. It's just it's not something I.
It's
even
not on the front of
think
your
about.
mind.
It's
No,
like I'm
you gotta-
finishing a round. I'm gonna go do some putting or something like that. I go do some cool downs. I go eat proper.
And with all due respect, like you're playing at these tournaments, you got the whole tournament to worry about.
Yeah.
While you're doing that, I'm working.
Yeah, exactly.
So with all
Yeah,
due respect
exactly.
to you, like I'm not thinking, oh shit, I got to screenshot Joel's
Nah,
score and
nah.
upload it and make a comment on his behalf.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that anyway. But
the good thing about this is that we can give the update now.
correct, and here it is, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It was now a week ago, so if you probably already know the scores, you know what's going on. But
Yeah.
you had a pretty solid result in the grand scheme of things.
In terms of placement, I'm not complaining.
Right.
Considering of how the week felt personally, it was personal. So
So-
of course, golf is a very individual sport.
You finished tied for 9th,
Tied for 9th, yeah.
right? Which is an awesome top 10
Yeah.
finish in a major event for your
If I can be top 10 in every event I play at any level, I reckon I'll be doing pretty good for myself.
happy days.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then when you're looking at the standings,
Yeah.
and you scroll your eyes across to what the score was that got you tied for 9th. Do you want me to say it?
I'll blub it out.
Go.
So there was one single person under par for the week.
Yeah.
And he won by 7 shots
Correct.
over a tour player, which is Toby, right?
Toby Walker's a good friend of ours.
I was tied for 9th at 11 over.
11 over, which you're
And-
probably listening to this going, all we ever hear about is Joel shooting 5, 6, 7 under par. What the flaming fuck happened?
And you know what? For all listeners and for anyone that hears this, I played some solid golf. I played one bad 9 holes, which the putter went cold for some reason, lost a bit of confidence, lost a bit of feeling in the hands, and that was my back 9 on Thursday, which is the 3rd round, where I just lost some speed. Something happened. I lost a bit of confidence with the putter. I had I had 2-3 putts in a row. Which one of them was definitely called for. It was a mile away, hitting across the fucking mountain, but
Yep.
not the point. The other one was a complete brain lapse. But yeah, I had, what was it, 4 over in the first round, which there was a double in there, which didn't help. And there was honestly a little bit of nerve, if I'm honest. There was a little bit of expectation that I had on myself to like try and get this done. And like I had it in the back of my head, you can't win an event in the first round, but you can lose it, sort of thing.
Absolutely.
So it was a little bit of sort of bit of precaution. And because I was hitting it so good leading up to that event, I'm thinking, I'll just take driver everywhere and blah, blah, blah. And it actually put me in a little bit of trouble. And because the course is this wide in places and on mountain and blowing its absolute head off, I had to absolutely stripe it every time, all the time, dead straight. Otherwise, you're in shit and you're making bogeys. So I had 4 over, which wasn't too pleased about, considering there was a couple under par rounds, and I'm thinking, fuck, I'm behind the 8 ball from straight away. Round 2 rolls around, right? So I spoke to my boss, Luke, and we just had a little bit of a texting back and forth, and I told him, I'm like, driver didn't work, I need a new game plan, right? Because I'm very confident with driver. I feel like I hit that very straight. I don't bomb it, but I can get a few out, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, it put me in too much trouble. He goes, stand up on that tee. Unless driver is your exact first instinct, don't pull driver out. He goes, just bunt 3-wood. Just slap a 3-wood low and straight somewhere. He goes, because it's not going to spin up and get out of control too often.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, beautiful. If not, I'll take out 4-iron or something like that and just slap it up there. The course isn't long. It can play
Even that
long.
little 7-wood that you've got in the
Even
bag.
that 7-wood, yeah. So I'm like, beautiful, new game plan. Let's get going. Let's try and roll a few putts in. When I say round 2 was almost the best round of golf in terms of ball control and stability and ball striking I've probably ever played, and I shot even par. And I checked the bureau, the normal wind speeds was at 58 k's an hour, gusted at 83 k's an hour. That's what we dealt with on that Wednesday.
83.
On a course that has a slope rating of 144.
What?
Yeah. So, and greens like that.
Yeah.
And greens about the size of the fucking table too. No, anyway. So the golf course is hard enough as it is, let alone having wins like that. So when I say I was 2 under through 6 and 1 under through 9.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this is brilliant. I'm like, I'm still going to stay aggressive, but I'm thinking in my head, I have to be so okay with making a couple bogeys coming in, right? Because I'm checking. I literally skimmed at the leaderboard halfway through 9, and the leaders were already 4 over through 5, 4 over through 6, sort of thing. And I'm like, fucking Christmas, this is mint.
Just keep going.
I'm like, Joel, you're 1 under, maybe 2 under. Yes, you want to shoot under par. Like in these conditions, it felt like 8 under, right? I'm like, hold level par, because the back 9 is torture, absolute torture, right? And held even par, went from top 24 to 5th, just from shooting even par.
Yeah.
And I put in some rankings. I actually did a mock Golf Link submission with that round based on slope ratings, based on PCC for the day, based on the average scores for the day, and it went through at plus 6.5.
Jesus.
Shooting even par.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. So that sort of put in perspective of how good I actually played just for even par. So that sort of puts in perspective of how hard the week was.
Right.
Round 3, extremely disappointing. Extremely disappointing because it was a lot calmer, still windy and hard, but I got a little bit, I wasn't even complacent. It was a bit sort of, oh, you played so good yesterday, today's going to be a snack.
Yeah, it's
sort of thing. It's going to be,
it's bound to happen.
It's not as windy, so you know what I mean? Like played so good, the form's there.
Yeah.
And I sort of put the mind to rest a little bit, and I really shouldn't have if I still had to put the foot down. Anyway, I ended up shooting 5 over, which I was absolutely headless, which was that real bad back 9. I reckon I had like 4 bogeys in a row or something like that. Like two tee balls into the shit that was impossible to recover from, and I kept doubles off the cards, which is the main aim.
Yep.
You know, but yeah, those bogeys hurt. And then round 4, pretty solid. Had a couple over. That was with a double and a triple.
Right. Okay.
So I played really well. Played solid golf probably for 15 holes round 1, and then played very, very good golf round 2 and 4, and then had those 2 hiccups round 4. So one of them, that double, I'll cop that on the chin. I went for the hero shot, just like, see what happens. Fuck it. You know, if I make birdie out of this, mint. If I don't, it's double. Made double.
Okay.
That's not a course you can try the hero shots on.
No.
And then that triple was just 2 really poor swings in a row.
Yeah, you
really
were telling
poor
me on the
swings.
phone, you were just like, it went left and then left again and then had to punch out and chip on and then
And it was just
and
that
then
one.
you
That one just
three-jabbed it as well.
Then I 3-whacked it from the other side of the planet.
Yeah.
From this with this green swinging across. Anyway, it was 3-putt territory for sure. I could have prevented it. I missed a 4-footer straight up the hill.
Yep.
Just because I wanted to move on with it, but apart from those 2 big numbers, round 4 was very solid as well. Once again, started 2 under through 6.
Yeah.
Something like that. And then and once again made that double on 7. And I was so okay with it because I knew it was coming. I'm like, you can't hold on to this the whole time. So just be so okay with making a mistake. And I made that double. I'm like, oh, fuck. It's one more shot than I wanted. It's one more shot than I wanted. I could have prevented the double. A bogey, I would have just gone, oh, that's all right. Beauty, you get that back. That's easy, right? But the double, I'm like, oh, it stings a little bit, but just hold on.
Yeah.
Start getting aggressive on the holes you can. Other than that, so the scorecard, you might be listening going, 4 over, 5 over, 11 over for the week. What the fuck did you do? Right? But that was top 9. The cut, guess what the cut was?
The cut was...
Guess what the cut was?
Wasn't it like 16 or something?
18 over.
18.
17 over. One guy birdied like his second last hole to push 13 players out of the cut. But so 17 over par for 2 rounds.
For halfway through a tournament.
For 2 rounds.
That's fucked.
So-
And like, again, I was chatting to Michael and Mitch on Saturday about it. And I said, oh, Joel. And they were asking, they're like, oh, how'd he go? And I said, yeah, no, he did well. Top 10.
Like placement was good.
And I'm like, but get this.
Yeah, check this out.
Check this out. And when I told them, I'm like, you finished top 10 with that score. And they go, well,
Yeah, what the fuck?
what's happened there? And I'm like, yeah, check the leaderboard. And I'm like, one bloke finishes under par for the week, wins it.
Yeah, and I spoke to him and he goes, best golf I've ever played. And it was. I watched 4 or 5 of his holes, and some of the he that was his week. That was his week. He hit some fucking golf shots those last 5 holes. And I spoke to a couple of guys and he said it was just his week because he hit 2 snap hooks that went straight to OB fences, and both of them hit a bush and spat back out in play. So it was, if it's your week, it's your week. And his name's Will. He's from New South. Unbelievable golfer. Hits in a mile. Great. And the worst thing is, he's a fucking legend of a bloke.
Yeah, he was saying that.
Absolute
like, I can't even
gentleman,
be
man.
upset
So, Will, congrats if you happen to be listening somehow or following. Man, what a week. Because to shoot under par, man, for 4 rounds in what we had to deal with. Like, we had many tour players out there, like proper tour players out there getting, like, shooting 80, getting their absolute teeth kicked in. It was US Open-esque.
Yeah,
it was
right.
seriously like, or British Open-esque. That's what it felt like. Just absolutely howling winds. This will put in perspective of actually how hard it was blowing. So there was back-to-back holes, 15, 16. So this golf course, if you do happen to get a chance to play it, do it, because it is a very unique experience. Would I be a member there and play there twice a week? Probably not, because it would ruin you. It's very hard when the wind gets up. It's mentally and physically exhausting.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So 15 is a pretty short par 4 as the crow flies. It's probably 320, 330 maybe.
Okay.
Right? Straight up a hill and then flattens out. Right? And I generally hit 3-wood off that tee just because if you don't draw it enough, right's sandy and up in trees and it's not great.
Yeah.
And left kicks down to OB towards a house. So you can knock driver up there to about 50, 60 out, and it's a great little wedge shot in. You can make birdie very easily, but there's a bit more. I found there a bit too much risk. So I just hit 3-woods, bunted that up all day. Anyway, 325, 330 meter hole. I went 3-wood 5-iron into that hole.
Jesus.
For 2 of the days. One of them on Wednesday and one of them on Friday.
Yeah,
which was round 2 and round 4.
Round 2 and 4.
Right, made par on both of them, which I was stoked about, which was good. But 3-wood 5-iron. I hit my 3-wood probably 230, and I hit my 5-iron about 185.
That's freaking ridiculous.
So it was playing 90 plus meters more. The next hole is a 472 meter par 5 down the hill. And yes, it was downwind. I had 71 into that.
Jesus.
So I had 71 meters into that and hit 50 and like just chipped a 58 to the top of this hill. And yeah, I was long. It went poing, hit the front of the green and didn't touch the green again.
Yeah.
It just bounced straight over. So yeah, that was the difference in wins. And back-to-back days, Wednesday and Thursday, which was round 2 and round 3. The second hole, par 5, gorgeous hole. I love the second hole. Bunker. There's bunkers on the corner, not corner. It's pretty straight. Green is very well protected by water and a bunker, and it's a bit funky. It's hard to hold because it sort of slopes front left to back right. Anyway, and there's bunkers sort of right in the firing line of driver, unless it's sort of downwind. Otherwise, you have to hit a pretty good one to get over them.
Yeah.
Round 2, straight into it. I hit driver 4-iron 54 degree into it.
Yeah, right.
And it's about 460.
Yeah,
and
right.
hit all of them pretty flush. The very next day, it was downwind, and I hit driver 58 degree. Again. So, and then then the next hole was the par 3 third hole. One of the days I hit pitching wedge, which was my 46 degree from 185, and hit it long.
Jesus.
It hit the front edge of the green and kicked off the back.
Yeah.
Right, and it's just a little 2-putt from there. And then, one of the days I hit full 5-iron and didn't even reach the greenside bunker, which is 15 short of the green from 178.
Yeah, right. So you're talking 6-7 club wins.
There was times where it's straight into the teeth to the point where you're like, I don't really even know what club to hit here. Like I've like there was a couple times I'm scoping the hole going 145 and I'm like 4-iron maybe, and there's times where I'm scoping 165 going pitch and wedge, 50 degree maybe.
Yeah, right.
On a par 3 or something like that. So that just gives you a bit of context. Otherwise, the actual golf and the ball striking, how it felt with the ball control.
Can't complain.
Other than some mistakes and a bit of
confusion.
Not even that. It was probably. I wouldn't say I was unprepared, but it kind of took me by surprise with how hard the elements were actually going to be.
Okay.
And then it was a bit of saving from there, a bit of prevention from shooting huge numbers. So it was like, okay, hold on. Don't try and overpower this golf course because you're not going to. Just get the best result you can. So it sort of took me off guard. And it's like, right, okay, new game plan. Instead of going into it going, golf's good. I'm just going to make it happen. I'm going to shoot 6 under, 6 under, 6 under. Like I had to really switch that after round 1.
Okay.
And then it was just prevention from there. So otherwise, golf, I'm actually quite pleased with it.
No, good.
I can't really complain.
No, well done. Top 10.
Yeah.
Can't complain
Yeah.
with that result after the week that you had.
Exactly, yeah.
And the week that everyone had, I guess. It was obviously a tough week for everyone. Like you said, the bloke who won it, Will, did
Great week.
fantastically well.
Unreal week.
Played some of the best golf of his life.
Yeah. And was 4 under.
Hats off to him. Smashed it.
Yeah, absolutely. Great week.
You got new Queensland coming up soon.
End of October.
Yeah, and also Asian
Q School is 2 weeks from tomorrow. Shit. He's round 1.
All right. Well, we need to have a chat offline about maybe trying to get out and having a hit there. So.
Yeah. I'll be going. I'm going at the end of this week and then again next week.
All right, sweet. Maybe next week we
So
can.
next week we might go out and have a slap and
sounds
go
good.
suss it out.
Yeah, that'd be very good.
So,
Now,
hit me.
moving on, you were chatting about bringing in something new to this week's episode.
Yeah.
Did you want to get that done now?
Yeah. So what I wanted to do was just a little sort of game, if you will.
Okay, now let me preface this by saying that about a week and a half ago, before you left for Tura, you rang me and said, I want to try this.
Yeah.
I want to give this a crack, and I reckon this could be a little bit of fun. And I'm all for it. Right?
Yeah.
I'm all for new things,
just dip the big
new
toe in.
topics. Let's just dip the big toe in.
Just dip the big
It's
toe
a
in.
little bit of trivia.
It's just a little game, and
Right.
it's gonna involve you guys. It's interactive. It's just a little bit of fun.
100%.
If it has no traction,
You have found an app or a website, I'm assuming.
yeah,
That's got some golf related trivia questions. You're going to ask 5.
Yep.
You don't know the answers to these either.
So for any viewers, I'm going to explain it to the listeners as well. All it is it's just a web page that comes up with questions and the answers are blurred out until I press a button that says show answers.
Right.
So I'll only do that once we have all our answers down.
Right.
And then we'll see how close or which ones we got right.
And there's a vast array of topics.
There's 12 different categories.
Right? Golf related, of course.
Of course. Yeah.
You're going to ask me 5. We're going to ask each other 5 questions, or ask the both of us 5 questions.
Yeah, I'm just going to read out 5 questions, and then when we're done writing our answers,
there's a strong chance we both have 0 from 5.
there might be. There's one question that I've read through a couple, and there's 2 or 3. There's probably 2 that would go. Yeah, that's general knowledge.
Okay, cool.
Right.
So we're going to do 5 questions. We're going to see how it goes, and then the winner at this point gets bragging points. If you've got any ideas as to how we might develop this into a bit of a series, maybe every couple of weeks we do pick like another 5 questions and then, do it week by week. See how we go.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to get started?
Yeah, cool.
First question.
First question. Which golfer has the nickname Mr. September? So I actually do know this.
Do you?
Yeah. All right. So any listeners and viewers, no cheating. Fuck you. You can't look it up.
Yeah, no Googling.
No Googling.
All right. Question number 2. We're going to reveal all the answers at the end.
We will. Which golfer has won the most major tournaments?
That's pretty...
If you're a golfer and you don't know that, even non-golfers, if you don't know that, seriously. Let's have a look. Which golfer was famed for wearing a straw hat? Ooh,
A straw hat.
a straw hat. Oh, yeah, I got it. I think.
I think, yeah.
I'm actually fucking almost positive this is him.
Yeah. I think if mine's wrong, I've got a good explanation to why I thought it. But yeah, go on.
I'd be really intrigued as to how many people do or don't know this one. And I know this actually.
Okay.
Which golfer's real first name is Eldrick? Like, that's.
Yeah. Last question.
I really hope this sort of topic takes off because I really want people to really interact.
Interact.
With this. I really want people to see how many you get right. And
this week's topic, of course, is players.
This one is golf players trivia. Yeah. So this is all about.
And maybe next time we'll do a different topic altogether.
Yeah.
Different category. Pick a question and ask it.
Who earned his first PGA Tour win at the Las Vegas Invitational in 1996?
Okay.
Oh, it's got it. Hang on.
All right. I've got my answers.
Do you want to read out? Oh, actually, no. I'll just go through the questions. All right. So we'll go. What was the first one? Which golfer has the nickname Mr. September? Yeah, okay, I got it. What was yours?
I had Fred Couples.
That's actually not a bad era guess.
Okay.
So Steve Stricker.
Okay.
Is the answer.
Yeah.
So that's a
Would
good
never
guess,
have
though.
thought
I like that.
I thought Freddie Couples. But
yeah, I like that.
And you got that correct?
I did. Yeah, I knew that one. Yeah, I did know that one.
Question number 2.
Which golfer has the most majors?
Jack.
Jack. Everyone knows Jack.
Yeah.
So I hope everyone got that.
Yep.
Which one was the straw hat?
Straw hat. Which golfer was...
Oh, fuck, of course. Which golfer was famed for wearing a straw hat? Who'd you put down?
Tiger.
No, I put... Oh, yeah, I see what you mean.
USAM.
Yeah, no. So it was Sam Snead.
Okay.
It was Snead. And
yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I put the shark.
Okay, fair. All right.
I really thought it was the shark.
I wasn't expecting to go that far back in the history books, but yeah.
Yeah, but Snead, yeah. Well, duh.
Which
golfer's real first name is Eldrick?
Tiger.
So yeah, Tiger's real first name is Eldrick. His middle name is Tont. Eldrick Tont Woods.
Nice.
Is his legit legal name.
Fair
so
enough.
I actually don't know where his nickname Tiger actually came from. I'm not sure where that came from.
No idea. I think it's definitely come from his
That might
parents.
have been. Yeah, it
because-
definitely
yeah.
came from his dad in some way. But where was the last one?
Which?
Who earned his first PGA Tour win at the Las Vegas Invitational in '96?
I said Phil Mickelson.
No, Tiger.
Oh, it was Tiger.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I
I didn't think that it would be. My answers should be Tiger Woods for 3 in a row.
It's like that
It's
Naplan. A. Oh, I chose A last time. B.
Correct.
D.
You literally.
And you don't go a couple in a row. Yeah. So yeah. Well, there you go.
So there you
I
go.
only got 3 from 5.
Well, I got 2.
2. Yeah. 2. Yeah. Sick.
2 from 5. So that's
nice.
honestly, I didn't mind that.
Yeah.
Didn't mind that at all.
It's just a little bit of what do you know and like shit that you're like, oh yeah, no shit. You know what I mean?
fair
Like,
enough.
Things you really should generally.
Well,
not
let us
really
let us know
generally,
what you think. That was just a little 6-7 minutes of just a bit of
It's a little
trivia,
just bit of warm up.
and maybe we'll obviously expand on that and do a bit of a series and stuff. But
If
yeah,
it does become something, we'll do like a
I'd love to do a call-in quiz,
oh
like a quiz, like where people can call us.
right, yeah, get like a hotline to us.
Get like 6 or 7 people lined up, and then just like have them all on the go at once.
Yeah.
Get them to call in and be like, what's Tiger's real name? Eldrick. Bang. Sweet, you got it right.
Yeah, you got it right. Done. Yeah, yeah.
Here's a sleeve of Pro V ones.
Oh, actually, I've really wanted to know this, and I haven't revealed the answer yet. Let's just do a guess.
Okay.
What year did Augusta National open?
1936.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Oh, I was gonna guess like 48.
I think it's like 1936.
36, is it?
Or 38.
Oh, 32.
32,
Yeah,
yeah.
good. Shit. Did you actually knew that?
Yeah.
Fuck. Well, to an extent, yeah.
To an extent. It was in the 30s, yeah. 1932.
Yeah, right. Oh, wow.
Very good. Now, on a
Cool.
slightly unrelated topic.
I didn't mind that.
I didn't mind that at all. That was very good. Something really grounded my gears on the weekend.
God.
I'm going to spend 2 minutes
See,
on this.
he has 40 points. He's still not fucking happy.
I paid $5.50 for a Gatorade. I paid $11 for 2. Right?
Well,
Michael and I played a little match play on Thursday.
Did you win
night.
A grade?
No. No.
Oh, you're not rich. Never mind.
No.
You pay for one.
I mean, I
Gatorade.
won $40. Like that is like just in the general comp, but I didn't win A grade. So,
Yeah.
but Michael and I played a little match play on Thursday night, and I lost. And I set the stakes. And to be fair, I conceded after 2 holes. Right? I was just played shit. I was like, fuck this. And then 2 minutes later, said, no, fuck it, we're back on.
Oh, that's so good.
Right? But without hitting another shot though. Like it wasn't like I hit another drive and was like, nah, fuck it, we're back on.
Yeah,
like, it was like,
you
nah,
just
I'm not
heat
giving it
of
up.
the moment.
Heat of the moment.
Yeah.
And so the stakes were loser buys Gatorades on Saturday. And I went in after 4 holes and bought said Gatorades, and it was $11 for 2 Gatorades. And
It used to be like $8. Not even.
not even. Right? When I first joined, I reckon a Gatorade was $3.50. Yeah. Right? Inflation sucks. Right?
Inflation.
And I'm not going to sit here and say that it's anybody's fault, or like I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to spend that money anymore. I've gone and found it elsewhere.
Yeah.
Right?
He's gone and
But
made his own.
It's the one
Home brew.
Absolutely. It's the one thing that actually ticked me off like a lot on the weekend. So I came home after the round of golf. Me and the missus went and did a shop for the week. And at Coles, they were selling Gatorades for $2.40 a pop.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, well, it's
Give me.
yeah, literally, I just grabbed a 12-pack and I was like, yep, that'll do. No worries. But we've had this conversation before.
Is golf expensive?
Is golf too expensive? And is being a member of a golf club becoming too expensive? And I'm not just talking about membership fees. I'm talking about, range balls.
Yeah.
Like I pay $2 for a little token at Berg. Happy to do it. $2 for 35 balls is more than acceptable.
Yeah.
But we played Heritage a few weeks ago, and Michael paid $7.50.
Yeah, for a
for
small
35 balls.
Yeah.
Or 40 balls.
That's caught me off guard because I didn't realize that had happened.
Right.
I didn't realize that.
So
had even happened.
you were generous enough to you've got your little token there, and we shared a whatever
so
ball.
I've got a little fob thing on my
And
keys
you get a
that
free
gives me a
bucket.
free medium bucket, which is 60 balls.
Right. And we shared that, and Michael goes, I reckon we're going to need a few more.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he went and tapped his card and bought a small bucket. Next thing you know, it was $7.50.
Yeah, it was like $5 like 2 months ago.
Right. And I'm just like, at what point are things too much? At what point do things get too ridiculous? And maybe it's a conversation you and I can dive into a little bit more another time. And I just wanted to put it on the radar for the listeners because I reckon it's going to come sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
But that stung me something else on.
We could even let's just do it next week. Fuck it. Let's call it. Let's do it next week.
Yeah, let's do it
Let's
next
do
week.
it next pod because it's a very general topic, and because like our main demographic that we want actually listening to
Is
this
members.
is members that
And social golfers.
and social golfers that actually experience this. So Like, is a $7, $8 bucket of balls going, what the fuck? Why am I paying for river pebbles that just
Correct.
dome out of the air for $8? Like, it's $8.
But it's $8
it's the
on top
principle.
of with all due respect,
Yeah.
it's $8 on top of the 125 you pay for the round.
Well, on top of the green fee, yeah.
On top of the green, which is the green fee, and then if you want to get a cart, it's another $45.
Yeah.
So all of a
Here's
sudden,
my question. Should a green fee be all-inclusive
100%.
of whatever you're paying
Yes.
for?
Yes.
So should you get range balls and...
depending on the facility,
within reason.
If I'm paying $45 for a green fee at a local track, probably not.
Yeah.
But if I'm paying $100 for a round, I'd
You'd
kind of
expect
expect
something.
range balls.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that next week. But
Yeah, we'll do that
honestly,
next week.
that thing sent me west. And if you know me, holy moly, $11 for 2 Gatorades. I love my golf club. I love it and I'll die for my golf club. Right, I'll happily say that. I will play there for the rest of my days.
Yeah.
But if the price of Gatorades keeps going up, I'm not buying Gatorades there anymore.
It's everywhere, dude.
Especially literally because
It's everywhere.
2.5 hours after I finished that round, or 4 hours after I bought those Gatorades, I saw them at Coles for more than half price.
Yeah.
Holy moly. Holy moly.
It's like, I think I bought... Where'd I go? I bought something... Oh, it might have actually been Churra.
But it's
I went in and bought... like 2 muesli bars. They would have been no bigger than my fucking phone, like a lot thinner, but no longer than my phone. Does
Yeah.
a poofteenth, does nothing.
Yeah.
Right? I bought 2 of them and a chocky bar.
Yeah.
So a bit of sugar, and then there were like these nut bars that sort of they're dense.
bit
They're
more dense,
So
bit more wholesome.
they
Fill you up a
provide you
bit.
with a bit of energy and fuel without you smashing 2 meat pies or something like that. Right? And that was $13.50.
Jesus
For
Christ.
those 2 and a bar. I'm looking at it going, has he scanned this 3 times or something like that?
Yeah.
$13.50. I'm like, what the fuck did I buy? I'm looking up going, like trying to do the maths in my head. I'm like, these are over $4 each then. Like they're $4.40 each. I'm like, for that. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
The markup is ridiculous.
Like,
and
it's just crazy. I'm
again,
like,
we'll get into it a
right.
bit more next week because
Yeah.
I reckon we could come up with some examples, some prime examples.
That's a next week thing, I think.
That's a next week thing.
That's I've
but
called it now. That's going to be that general golf club chat
strap yourselves in because I got some.
why a sausage roll is now $10.50
Oh,
or whatever
forget
it is. I don't know what it is.
But moving on
like $7
for the rest of
$7.50.
today, questions from the second cut.
Yeah, let's get moving.
Right, let's get moving. I've got one, and again, we don't cover the tour all that much,
Yeah.
but I've got a tour related question.
Tour related questions I don't mind as long as the general chat within our app isn't related to the tour. I don't
That's
really
fine.
give a fuck.
And sometimes there will be. Right.
Oh yeah, within reason.
However,
Within reason.
Today's the 2nd of September. It's a Monday.
Yeah.
Scottie Scheffler has just won the Tour Championship. And you and I were talking about this before the start of the episode. He has won $63 million worth of prize money in the 20 starts that he's had this season.
Yeah.
My question for you is, and he's been to prison. My question for you is, realistically,
Yeah.
right, we've spoken about it a lot, how dominant he is.
Yeah.
How good, realistically, can Scottie Scheffler be?
It's not B is
Career.
Korea.
Like,
I think
what is the ceiling?
I
him?
think he has I don't think he can do apart from winning every major and getting the slam. I don't think there's much
He can't do?
more. I don't as in terms of significance. Like he's won a master, he's won 2 masters, he's won 2 players? No.
Yeah.
He's won 2 players. He's won a gold medal. He's been to jail. He's been in a gold jacket and an orange jacket. That you said that was quite funny. Actually,
Yeah.
It's good for you. But he's basically just hit the holy grail without winning every major.
Correct.
Right. So in terms of significance, I don't think there's much more he can do other than that Grand Slam or Tiger Slam, if you wish. But
Yep.
more, yeah, he's gonna win more. It's just
So,
going to happen.
I
He has
suppose-
that stability and that mental. What is it? He has just this belief in himself, and he's so in the moment. He's so in the present that he's just knows exactly what to do and how to do it, when to do it. And like for example, at that Tour Championship, hits a shank out of the bunker on hole 8. Hits a straight shank, and for many people, That's round
Round
derailing.
over.
That's round over. Well, not round over, but that's going to fuck you for the next 5 holes.
Yeah.
We're trying to go, oh my God, standing over wedge shot. I hope I don't shank this. He goes birdie, birdie, birdie following that.
But even still, like you say that, and then you go back to when he did get arrested at the PGA. He
Yeah.
shot 5 under that day.
That I remember watching that, and he goes onto his first hole. I think it was the 10th hole at Valhalla. He goes on, smokes a drive up the right side, lays up to 90 out, and then almost holes the wedge shot and then taps in for birdie. There's a round started, and he was in jail 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
I would have missed it.
It's next level,
It's
like
just-
mental
it's
focus
all-
and mental toughness.
It's all there. There's players that hit it better than him off the tee. There's players that
Putt
there's
better.
not many players that hit a better iron than him, but there's probably Colin Morikawa is probably the closest to him.
Yeah.
Tommy Fleetwood's probably the closest to him. But there's people that hit it longer and straighter off the tee. There's people that putt better than him. There's people that hit wedges better than him. There's not many that really compete with his iron striking, but
No.
there's still players that are just as good.
in and around,
Right.
but all together.
But altogether, it's very like how people describe Tiger. Yes, there might have been people that hit it straighter, putted better, chip better, hit irons. Actually, no, probably not. But not the point. But he did it better to the best of his ability more often than everyone else.
Yeah.
And that's what Scottie's doing better than everyone else. That's
So
why
if
he's
I-
shooting 25 under per week.
if
Anywhere
I
he
said
goes.
if I said to you, right, just give me a number off the top of your dome, how many majors does he win in his career?
Win, I'm straight 13.
13.
Yeah.
So in the current generation of players, excluding Tiger,
Yeah.
he's the only one on there that you see winning double-digit majors.
Yep.
There's nobody else.
No.
I tend to agree with you.
I don't
I don't think he's breaking records. I don't think he's going to get to 18.
I don't think either.
I
I
think-
don't think that's actually achievable with this day and age of,
I
of
think
the
10's the
game.
I think 10's the number.
10?
I think 10's the number. And you've just described how calm and how in the moment he is. I reckon if he got to 10 by the time he's 43.
Don't
let's
forget,
say-
his wife had a kid.
Yeah.
In all that. He's got the stress of being a dad as well. Usually people
And he's
go,
26.
"Righto, I'm taking 3. He's not 26. No way he's 26.
Brother.
Is he 26? This makes me sick.
Brother.
He's not 26. He looks 40.
Scottie Scheffler is 28.
Oh, 28. Right. Well, still not
So
fucking any
it's
better.
not- it's
Jesus.
not-
He's 28.
He's 28.
Right.
He's
Anyway, not the
28.
point.
He's a year and a half younger than I am.
Fucking youngster. Jeez.
Go fuck yourself, Scotty.
But in terms of all his, well, not been through, he's had a
This has been
dream.
This has been a year from fucking wherever the hell.
It's the holy grail of a year,
couldn't-
and he even described it. He even said it in his speech. He said this. It doesn't even seem real.
Yeah, you couldn't write a movie script.
Oh,
to
how do you
this effect.
like? You can't even script that, right? But he's had his wife had a kid, and usually a lot of athletes, top athletes, go sort of drop off a little bit.
Yep.
The fatherhood comes in, the stress of raising a kid, and the stress of you dealing with your wife's stress as well, or blah blah blah. And then he goes out and wins events. Like goes out
Freak.
and wins events while he's got a fucking kid. Like
Freak.
just if he's getting through that and doing what he's doing and having the season he is, I don't see how he's gonna stop, nor is anyone gonna stop him. So I reckon he continues on for quite a while with this level of dominance through this whole season. I don't think he'll back up 8 seasons of this.
No.
I reckon he might show another 2 or 3 maybe. I reckon he gets to 40, 45 PGA Tour wins by the end of his career.
if you do that for 2 or 3 more years, you've always got the threat of it happening at any point.
Oh, of course.
Because Tiger did it for 10,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, even now, he's got on one leg and his back's fused. He's got 10 less vertebrae than anybody else because they're all fused together, right? And everyone still goes, "No, Tiger can win
Yeah.
because it's Tiger."
I think, of course, yeah. You can't be that good
And
once
so
and
if
never
Scotty
for
does
it
it
to happen again.
If
It's sort
Scotty
of-
does it for 2 or 3 more years, everyone's going to be like, it doesn't matter how bad he is. They're all going to turn around, and even in the commentators booth, they're going to be like, "Don't count out Scottie Scheffler.
Yeah.
He's just as big a chance as
it's-
anybody
it's
else,
right there.
because it's Scottie Scheffler.
Yeah, exactly. It's the
That's
Tiger effect, if you will.
it's the Scotty effect.
But
Scotty
yeah,
does know.
I back Scotty does know. Shout out to him. There's been times where people go on a run, sort of like what Johnny Rahm did, kind of what Spieth did, Guys have their seasons,
Yep.
right? But there's also that little flaw that goes, nah, they're not going to keep that up. I don't see anything.
Scottie's been coming for a couple of years now.
I don't
And
see
he's
any
here.
way where Scottie's going to slow down.
No.
Like he might
agree.
not. Like he's still got the foot on the pedal. He might ease it off and go into cruise control for a bit, but I don't see him ever getting stopped or hitting the brakes. No, I don't see
It's
it.
and you know what the thing is, just quickly before we move on. I've always been a massive fan of the underdog. I like the guys who don't win often that come up and, I like the story more than anything else. Scotty's, and I was like that with Tiger. I found myself as a kid rooting against Tiger because I was sick of seeing him win all the time.
Nah.
Now I can appreciate it for a completely different thing. I'm like, holy shit, that was like I was stupid to think like that. Now with Scotty, I'm like, this is so
This
good
is
to watch.
unbelievable. Yeah.
How good this bloke is, just to sit back and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because
And just
how
witness the level
long
of
until you
dominance.
see this again?
Yeah, exactly. Which is exactly how people thought of Tiger. And now, I'm not going to
We've
say
waited
he's the
12 years.
next Tiger.
We've waited 15 years.
I don't think it's ever going to get to that level, but it's fucking right there. It is right fucking there. So,
Hit me.
if you have a ruling out on the golf course that the rules of golf don't 100% specify or resolve, should you have the ruling decided by you, the player, and your marker, or go by the closest ruling of the rules of golf to that specific situation? So that was a bit meaty, that one.
So if you come across a situation that you haven't seen before, nor anybody else has seen before,
It's a very unique situation that if you open the rules of golf and go, oh, that's kind of it, but I'm in a different sort of situation than that.
it's
Do you go, okay, that's the closest thing, I'm going to go off what this ruling says? Or do you and your marker go, this is the ruling I believe should happen here, so
What
we're
do
going to
you
go
think?
off that?
yeah.
Because there's no right or wrong with that,
No,
because
there
there's no
isn't.
ruling that actually...
Correct. I think that if you and your partner came to like a sort of semi-educated guess about how that ruling should go, it would be acceptable.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a right or wrong answer for this either. Like your question.
Yeah. What would you prefer though? What would
I'd
you base
prefer
it
to
off?
go with my marker.
With your marker? You guys come to a conclusion yourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Based on
on-
your,
so if-
obviously an educated answer.
Correct. So
or
if
guess.
we had the closest ruling and said, right, well, if player A finds himself in this position and does this, it's a 1-stroke penalty.
Yeah.
And then I go, but hang on a second, Joel. I'm not quite in that situation. I'm a little bit different. It's for X, Y, Z reasons.
Yeah.
And you go, right, play it as it lies, no penalty or
Yeah.
whatever it might be. If you've made that decision because it's not quite fitting to the rule,
Yeah.
but we've come to an agreement that we're both
Yeah.
happy with,
Yeah.
I don't see an issue with that.
All right, so I'll just give a tiny bit of context to this. So during the week at Tura, I think it must have been a second round. One of my playing partners hits a left up 11, right? And there's houses and OB up 11, right? And the edge of each sort of property, there's no fencing or anything. Oh, there's a couple fencing bits, but it's usually guarded by garden bed. And the line of that OB in terms of stakes is generally right on that line.
Yeah.
So the second you cross into a garden bed, OB straight away.
Yeah.
Right? Which kind of sucks. You want a little bit of breathing room, so you don't want to have any guesswork, right? So we had an instance where it wasn't even a garden bed, it was a tarp laid down on where a garden bed could be, and then it was fitted by rocks. It was held down by rocks, and there was a bit of edging, like garden bed edging. And the playing partner has hit it right on that edging. So it was on that edging, but under the tarp.
Oh,
So it was
okay.
unhittable. But we thought, hang on, we got the line of the stakes. So we got the line of the stakes, and based off just the eye, I thought he was a dimple inbounds. So I'm like, he's in play because the stakes weren't actually perfectly on the line. The little bit of garden bed was actually in play. It actually was. If he was up against those bricks, he gets free relief because it's immovable and it's in play. So, but since he was just behind that little barrier of garden bed, if you will, but I thought we actually came to a conclusion that looks inbounds to us. What's the ruling?
Yeah.
So, like we thought, well, the bricks are movable. the tarp is movable. Does he just move it all out of the way and try and have a hit at it? Or does he get relief from all this crap? Because the barrier of the actual garden
Isn't there
bed...
such a rule? Isn't there such a rule as like a man-made obstacle?
Well, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
If it's in play and not covered by a local rule, like we came to the conclusion, okay, well, if it's movable, like we thought he would have to play 3 balls because he hit a provisional as well.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Like we thought he would have to play that ball as it lies, then play another ball by taking relief from that, and then playing his provisional as well. So he was going to hit 15 fucking shots on this hole, and it would have taken us half an hour to play this hole. So we did end up calling the official going, hey, we believe this is how it goes, right? And then it came to the conclusion he actually put a stake or like a stick exactly where his ball was, and it turned out he was a 15th out of bounds.
Right.
So he ended up just going and play his provisional anyway, which was a complete waste of time. But it sort of brought up this idea of, well, there was no rules of golf nor local rule that actually specified whether he was able to get out to play this or move it or anything like that. Like it was classed as out of bounds, but based off the out of bounds stakes, it wasn't. Like especially the bricking and the edging. Like what do we do? So we determined, well, that's immovable obstructions. These bricks were put into the fucking ground. Like you had to dig them out. And this edging was sort of nailed into the ground as well. You should get relief from that.
Yeah, right.
It's a man-made object. It's in play. It's not rule. There's no local rule to it. It was in bounds by our naked eye. So we thought he should get 2 club length relief, full relief out of it, or have the choice to play it. And yeah, we were sort of umming and ahhing, and I figured we came to the conclusion that if the ball was actually in bounds, that it would have been determined by me and him because I was marking his card.
Right.
So we would have came to the conclusion of what he gets to do with the ball.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So it was a massive head fuck, but we got the official come out. He goes, you need to be absolutely sure here, right? So you got a stake put in the ground. We wish we had some string line because we were going to go to that extent. But yeah, there was like 5 or 6 of us because there was a couple onlookers that were looking around. There was a few locals that were sort of watching. They jumped in on the action, and it turned out he was literally half a ball out of bounds by the naked eye. So unfortunate for him. But,
so unfortunate.
But yeah, if you happen to be in bounds, like the closest thing to the rules of golf would be the immovable inbounds, blah, 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 really, like whatever it would be, or based off the marker, like we didn't really know.
Yeah, it's interesting.
You know what I mean?
No,
So-
it's very interesting. And that's, I suppose, a little lesson for everyone out there listening that, you know, if you find yourself in a predicament where the rules don't necessarily cover your scenario, you have to go by what your marker and
you and your marker. Determine a ruling with your marker.
At no point should you take the extra step to try and, you know, persuade your marker.
No, never try and manipulate the situation, because if they take that ruling away by you manipulating some words and rules, they're going to take away to another group, and then Chinese whispers shit hits a fan, then the ruling's wrong.
Yeah.
So
because you could just turn around and go, well, wouldn't it be this?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be this? And if they go, oh, actually, no, yeah, you're right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. No dramas.
Yeah.
But if you go, nah, I'm pretty certain that it's this.
Yeah.
Like, I reckon you got it wrong here. Like, you're trying to win a case there. It's like, well, hang on a sec.
It's kind of like those, like when people end up in drains. Like you have to take full relief. No nearer the hole. Not your best spot, your nearest spot.
What's a path? What's a cart path and what's a natural dirt path? You know what I mean?
Like you can't, there's no, oh, I think this would actually be a path. It's like, no, it's not. I think there is or there isn't.
There is, yeah. Correct. Anyway, I reckon that's a good spot to leave it. A lot of stuff in that episode. It was
a bit chunky, wasn't it?
A bit chunky. But no, good nonetheless. New little trivia segment and lots of good chat as well.
I really want that to happen to be a thing.
Yeah, let us know what you think. Like if you can let us know what you think, that'd be great.
How many did you guys get right?
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in this week. Be sure to like and subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Spotify. Like the episode. You can smell what my fiance is cooking, can't you?
I can smell butter chicken.
She's got dinner ready for us, I'm sure. She's an absolute jet when it comes to that sort of stuff.
Oh, I'm so excited, man.
And she won't even know that I've given her a shout out as well because she doesn't listen to the episodes. Anyway, love you too, Dal.
Yep.
Thanks for tuning in, ladies and gents. Please be sure to like and subscribe. Follow us on YouTube and Spotify. Be sure to check out our socials for more content coming up. And we will be getting on the golf course very, very soon. Hopefully, as the weather warms up, producing a little bit of content as well.
Absolutely.
So keep an eye out for that as the weather warms up too. Thank you again. Hit them very well. We'll see you next week. Cheers.
Ciao.